How's it going, everyone? It's your girl Rocket Gal, and with the addition of Resplendent Corrin, we now have 60 resplendent heroes, or resplendent outfits for heroes. That is crazy. That's more than legendary heroes now at this point. It's been a while. So I'm just kind of wanting to go over the resplendent heroes and kind of give my thoughts on them. And then kind of like rank them, give them like an arbitrary like star ranking. I'm going to be mainly talking about the resplendent art, whether the unit needed new art, like if the OG art was bad or something, the nation that they represent, and the sprite animation. And I'm not going to consider the voice lines, the unit themselves, or fodder, because this is going to be mainly focused on the art of the units. So without further ado, let's begin with the very first resplendent ever, Lynn.
Don't get careless.
So Lynn is pretty cool. I don't know how I feel about this one as much, because I kind of like
Orders?
OG Lynn, drawn by Yamada Kotaro. Here's a look at her. Yeah, I kind of like, for day one art, I think this is pretty good. Maybe it's a little plain.
Got it.
Compared to our standards now, but it was still really nice. This one is also really good. I mean, it's definitely an upgrade in the sense that the art looks more fancy, like for instance this special art. But at the same time,
I wonder if I had been born in such a cold country, would I be more reserved?
Anyways, so the art's pretty good. I guess she did kind of need new art because it was a little not so good.
Let's go. Leave it to me.
As for the nation, she is Niffle, and that seems a little weird to me. She's a woman from the plains. She's called the Lady of the Plains, so you'd think she'd have like, I mean, I don't even know, give her Asker or something. But I guess it has to do with like her friendship with Florina, so I guess that makes sense. And her like sprite animation. Here, let's just click on her real sec. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It beats the generic sword infantry animation they had back then. So yeah,
you'll see.
Pretty cool. I give Lynn, Resplendent Lynn, 3 stars. I think she is pretty cool, pretty nice, but not fantastic. At least in my opinion. Again, this is all my stupid opinion. So I'm just laying it out there. And if you think it's the best Lynn art, good for you. Good for you, honestly. It is really good. Anyways.
Orders?
Next is Resplendent Cordelia. And honestly, I think this art is really clean. I don't know who the artist Noi is. I don't know if they've done other stuff before in Heroes, but their stuff looks really good here. Let's take a look at her art. Yeah, it looks really good. I really like that red from her like special art. This looks pretty cool too, I guess. Wow, her clothes coming off.
I'm always ready.
And
understood.
Like, she really did need that resplendent art. Like the original one just kind of looked like off. Something was off about it. This angle was okay-ish, but I don't know if it has something to do with like her eyes are too big.
Yes. I'm on top of it. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it has to do with.
Ready. Yes.
Maybe it had to do with like her forehead too a little bit. But I think most people weren't the biggest fan of this Cordelia art.
Orders?
But Resplendent Cordelia is really good. Again, I have no idea who Noi is, but they did really well with this Cordelia here. She represents Asker, which I guess, since they're the quote-unquote good guys and she's a good person, I guess that makes sense. I don't know what else she would represent, so yeah. And in terms of her animation here, yeah, it's okay. You know, better than the generic lance flying animation back then. So yeah, I give Cordelia 4 stars. Pretty good. Really like this one. Alright, next up we have Ike. OG Ike. Yeah, this one's pretty good too. This one is representing Niffle this time. Yeah, we can take a look at this art. Yeah, that special art is really something else, man. Really cool. Love the detail on the Ragnall there. And this injured art's pretty good too.
It's handled. Okay.
Here is the original Ike drawn by Mecha, and can't say I'm not the biggest fan of it. I mean, it's okay, I guess, but I guess he did need kind of a facelift, so the need for Resplendent was kind of needed. Yeah, and in terms of the fact that he's representing Muspel, I guess that makes sense because he's like a radiant hero. Although I don't know like how canon that is. Like you see that in like art and like Smash Bros. Maybe that's what it's referencing, but I don't know how like flaming he really is like compared to Roy, but I guess it's still pretty cool. Check his sprite. Yeah, it looks nice. Again, better than... Actually, wait. It looks exactly the same.
It's handled.
But I'm not against that. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, nice. I like this one a lot. I give Resplendent Ike 4 stars. Pretty good. Alright, here is Sophia. I do not use this unit that much. And I'm a little indifferent to this one just because I don't use Sophia. I don't know much about Sophia because I never used her in Binding Blade or anything. But it looks pretty nice. Here is her special. Yeah, really cool purple effect there. Okay, this one's not as horny as some of the other arts, which I can appreciate because sometimes they get a little annoying. So yeah, I really like her Resplendent art. When compared to her normal art, I don't know, like the vacant look in her eyes in the original one makes me look like she got the Dementor's kiss and like lost her soul. Don't totally love it. Her face just looks kind of off here. I think her left eye looks a little too far over to the left. Should like maybe moved to the center. I don't really know, but that's how I feel about it. This one's okay-ish, I guess. So yeah, she kind of needed the Resplendent facelift.
I wonder.
Oh fuck. As for the nation she represents, Emblem, I guess it kind of makes sense since she's like a dark mage person, and Emblem is like a darker kind of nation. It's a fitting fit. It's a fitting fit. Good job. Her sprite. Yeah, it's pretty cool. She's like holding her hand up to her chest, which kind of is similar to her artwork here, whereas this one's the generic mage animation from year 1. So yeah, pretty good. I think I'm gonna give.
I see.
Yeah, you know, I'll give her 4 stars as well. Maybe I'm giving out too many 4 stars, but I think it's pretty good. Especially because I really did not like OG Sophia's too much.
Without question.
Next up is Azura, the Lady of the Lake. Her Resplendent, I think a lot of people are put off by her face here. I think it's just this face. And it does look kind of weird. She doesn't really have a nose. So it just looks kind of weird there. I think her mouth is not placed properly. It feels like it should be a little further upright. Yeah, and this one she didn't really have a nose. I mean, it looks good. The colors really pop and everything. And man, this one is really cool. Water ice, but there is something wrong with her face. People have said that about this one, and I kind of agree. This one looks okay because you actually could see her nose now. So if they just made her nose a little more visible, I think that would be a lot better. And compared to her original art, you know, I've never been a big fan of her original art. It's okay. Again, this is day 1 art, but there are pros and cons to both, so I'm not gonna say it's necessarily a direct upgrade. This definitely looks like Azura. this one looks like a different character cosplaying as Azura, if that makes any sense. It really is the nose. It just doesn't seem right, but it's still not too bad. In terms of the nation she's representing, Nifl, it makes sense, kind of. She's a water person and she is with the Ice Kingdom. That makes sense. And I like how she's holding her lance here. This one, it's really similar.
Let's go. A brilliant thought.
But I guess it's like the feet. Like, I don't understand what's going on with Azura's legs here. They're kind of crossed, but it doesn't look comfortable. This one looks a little more natural, I guess. So, yeah, Resplendent Azura is pretty cool. But I'll have to give her 3 stars. So, yeah, it's good. There's just something about her face that kind of freaks me out, man. Don't like it.
Show me the way.
Alright, up next is Eliwood. He is representing Asker, so that's pretty cool. Here's his art, and let me tell you, this one looks really good. He looks like Eliwood a lot. Which is kind of a no-brainer, right? And like the orange with the white and red look really good here. Yeah, it just looks pretty solid. In terms of if there was a need for this, yes, there was definitely a need, because this was his original art. And again, I will preface this by saying all artists who draw for Faye are a billion times better than me and maybe most other people out in the world. But I will say that this is just not my favorite art in the world. His eyes are just too big. I guess I could work for some characters, but the art style just seems off. I don't like how the colors look here. It looks almost like drawn by like colored pencil or something. I think the biggest issue is just his eyes. They're too big. Yeah, so not great. And the nation he represents is Asker, which seems really fitting. He's a good guy. Kind of. I mean, like, he's a good guy in that he's almost kind of generically good. Like, he's just always kind of like there's nothing bad about him almost. Almost like no nuance or anything. But maybe I'll get shit on by some people that said, oh, technically he did do this thing. And, I don't remember anyways. And yeah, his animation has changed from the generic horse, cavalry, sword animation to, something pretty similar, but also a little different. I guess it's pretty similar. Anyways, I'm gonna give Eliwood 5 stars. Well, he likes that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we get it. I don't know, I didn't even tap that. Anyways, yeah, really good upgrade from his original art, which was kind of bad. I gotta speed things along. This video's gonna be long as fuck. Oh, okay, yeah, so for some reason, they wanted to follow up with another character from Blazing Blade. This time with Hector, General of Ostia, their OG Hector. And this art is really good, man. It's... wow, like, look at that. And this fire-lightning combination, that is so cool. And this hurt animation is really good too. Man, that arm mass is fucking huge. It's like as big as his body. I don't remember it being that big. But maybe it is. It's been a while since I've used Hector. Yeah, this one is really good. Like it a lot. His OG art is actually pretty good too, especially for day 1. And definitely really unique. Is this the same guy, or the same person that drew OG Arthur? Because that art style looks pretty familiar. Yeah, I really like this tech animation. And then with the lightning here, this one's really cool too. I'm not the biggest fan of this art as much. It just looks kind of... something's just off about it. I think it's the color in his face. It's like darkened. Not the biggest fan of that. So yeah, this is definitely an upgrade in my opinion. In terms of his the nation that he represents, he's representing Muspel, and I guess that makes sense-ish. I mean, I don't know how like connected lightning and fire is. I mean, firebenders and Avatar can lightning bend, so I guess it's a fitting combination. And it's like the opposite of Lynn's like Heroes Nation that she's aligned with. So yeah, that's just interesting. I don't know if that really has any deeper meaning. And in terms of his sprite, he went from this to this. I think I like this more. I don't know what's up with this leg there. He's kind of in this weird angle. This one, he's just kind of standing straight. So yeah, I like this one a lot. I give this one 4 stars. Pretty good.
Stand with me.
All right, here is Sanaki. Here's her art. It's okay. That one's kind of cool. Oh, I like that one. Like the magical circle. Yeah, that one's cool as hell, man. Okay, well, I'm glad they didn't like rip her clothes off in her like injured art, because I really did not want to see anything more revealing out of her.
They will break. People feel free to approach.
Okay, I don't know why my iPad just taps itself sometimes. I don't know if the screen's broken or something, but that just happened. She's drawn by Yamada Kotaro. It's pretty good, honestly. Really like it a lot. Here's the original art. You know, honestly, this Sanaki looks kind of older. I don't mind that, but she does look older than what she would be in like the original games. Her pants also looks kind of weird too. I don't like this thing here. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, she definitely looks kind of older here. And maybe I think it has to do with the face. Her face does look more mature and serious here. I know she's not exactly like a jokester character, but that's just how I feel, and I kind of think it's not super fitting. Maybe like an older Sanaki, but this one seems more fitting in my opinion. So I think it's almost like a side grade. I think they're both really good. In terms of the nation that she's representing, it's Emblem again. I don't really know how I feel about that as much. I guess it's okay, but I don't really see a connection, and I don't know, adding the black to her outfit just doesn't look very good to me, but I guess it's okay, I guess. And her sprite animation, she went from generic mage animation to she's just holding her book. Nothing super special, but not bad either. I guess I'll give I guess I'm not the biggest fan. I'll give this 3 stars. Not my favorite by any means. But still kind of cool. All right, here's Roy. I really like this one a lot. The artist, Azutaro. I really like this artist. I think most of their art I really like a lot. So this one's pretty good. I really like how there's like this turquoise and this red. It's like kind of clashing, but it's kind of like a good clashing, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't, but I do like the color combination.
Like this.
Compared to his original art drawn by Bun Bun, who I might not be the biggest fan of, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good art, and I remember he had that animation when the game first launched when you summon him. But yeah, it's cool, but a lot of the poses seem kind of weird to me. Like, what is this? Like, is he charting from the side? I don't know. And this one seems kind of weird too. It seems like overly dramatic. So not the biggest fan of OG Roy as much. This Roy is a lot cooler in my opinion. As the nation he represents, it's Niffle. And this is actually really interesting because it's almost semi-canon, but not really canon, that Eliwood marries Ninian, the ice dragon. And so that could be a reference to his mother, who was an ice dragon, him being with the Ice Nation. So that's really cool. That's really interesting. As for his sword, his animation now, he holds this in the normal animation, generic sword animation. This one is also kind of generic. I guess he's holding it to the side. The attack's pretty normal too, so it's good animation, I guess. I give him, I'll give him 4 stars. I like this one a lot. I like seeing this art a lot. Okay, shut up. Alright, here is Lynn. Lynn. There is her art. Looks pretty good. Looks a lot like Lynn. I mean, I would hope so. Man, her hair is long. And I thought my hair was long. Here's her special, I guess she's using an aura or something. Oh, looks like her clothes is tearing off. So, eesh.
As you say.
Yeah, so compared to her original art, drawn by Kipu. I know a lot of people are fans of Kipu, but I'm not the biggest fan of this Kipu, or this Lynn drawn by Kipu. Oh, that's kind of cool. She had like petals when she does that, but does she even have flowers? I don't really remember if she had a flower crown or anything. And I don't really like this art at all. I guess I would be crying too if I got hurt, but it just, her mouth looks off here, so I think the Resplendent was definitely an upgrade. As for her nation, she is with Asker. I guess it makes sense, because they are the quote-unquote good nation, and she is good. Her father was the one that got Aura, not Garneth. So I guess that makes sense. And as for her animation, it does look good, I guess, here. Yeah, there's that. I mean, I guess it's really similar to, what's her name? The purple-haired mage girl from Emblem, Resplendent, Sophia, maybe? I forgot already. It looks similar to that, so, yeah, it's pretty good. I give this one 3 stars. It's 3 stars. I think it's kind of, it's okay, it's pretty good, but it's a little mediocre as well. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I think it's still an upgrade, at least in my opinion. But I'm just not the biggest Kipu fan. Please don't hurt me. I just have a stupid opinion. Ooh, oh, this one is good. Minerva the Red Dragoon. So I really like this one a lot. She looks more like Minerva here. And look at that axe. I guess that's not the Hoot Claire. This might be like a generic like moose spell axe or whatever, but it looks sweet, and that special art's cool as well. Although it is interesting how her special animation or her special art has more blue. So that's interesting. And oh, well, a lot is ripping out here in this injured art. When compared to her original art, I don't know. I mean, there's something about her hair thingy that doesn't look right. Like they have those like tails on the end. I guess they did kind of look like that in Shadow Dragon and New Mystery, but it just doesn't really translate well here, I don't think. Or maybe I'm even remembering it wrong. I don't know, but it just looks off. I know she's drawn by Daisuke Izuka here, and it just doesn't look good. It's not one of Daisuke Izuka's best work. Oh, fuck. Okay. I see. Oh man, I keep messing that up. The nation she represents, Muspel, it makes sense. Red Dragoon with the Fire Nation, it makes sense to me. Although she doesn't really have any association with fire apart from like her fire red hair. But it's still a right pairing in my opinion. In her animation, before she had generic animation, and now she has something better, but also something really similar to like Elliewood and Roy, so it's okay. I'll give her 5 stars. Yeah, I will. I think it's a big upgrade from her original art, and it's just a good art in general. I just really like it a lot. Like man, it just looks good. She looks more like Minerva.
I'm here.
Alright, here is Resplendent Robin. Male Robin, that is. He looks very sleep deprived here, very Halloween-y. This one I have kind of mixed feelings about. On one hand, I do like it a lot. On the other hand, he does look very sleep deprived and demented and kind of uncomfortable to look at times. But his special art does look really cool. With the purple stuff here. His injured art looks okay. I think it's just this. His eyes just look baggy and I don't know. There's just something off with him. I think his mouth also might be too big here. Yeah, so it's pretty good, but at the same time, I'd have some issues with it.
I trust you.
Compared to his original art, it is a little plain. His original art is him standing here. His attack, I do like his attack animation. This one's pretty plain. I actually kind of like this injured art a lot. I like how he has a wisp of magic here, trying to like counterattack or whatever. So I guess he didn't really need. I mean, I guess he did need an upgrade, but I don't know if it was like super good resplendent art. In terms of the nation, he is with Hell. It is interesting. I don't know if it's really fitting. I mean, I guess we know that he is technically Pelagian, so I guess it makes sense. But it's not like Pelagia's. Actually, they did raid today. They made the Risen bitches. So you know, this is actually really fitting. So I like how he's with Hell. And his Sprite Animation, just holding his book here, and casting. Wow, this one is generic, so it's an upgrade for sure. I give him 3 stars. 3 stars. I think that's about right. It's pretty cool. I really like it a lot. And as the first Hell one, I think they did a pretty good job here.
I will clear a path.
Here is Olwen, sister to Reinhardt. Yeah, this art's pretty good. I like the black on her, like arms on her shirt, or costume, or whatever, clothes thing. Yeah, I remember when people first saw this art, they noticed her, the backside there, which, you know, people of course are gonna notice that. Oh, I really like that one a lot. She's got that lightning in her hand. This injured art is pretty cool. Wow, her eyelashes are long, and wow. Yeah, I never noticed that, but she's got really nice eyelashes.
You may depend on me.
So yeah, I really like that one. The original one's drawn by Kaboon here, and I think Kaboon did a good job here, but oh, I like that one, like the dual, like dire thunder hits. But also part of me doesn't feel like this looks like Olwen that much. So I do think this one just looks better. Maybe it has to do with that hair color. So this is an upgrade. In terms of the nation, she represents its Asker, which I feel it's like the generic, like good guy nation. So it makes sense. Yeah, I give her. Oh wait, also her Sprite Animation. She's got her hand out here, and she's holding her tome. Okay, it's starting to get a little generic now. A lot of the Resplendents are holding their books like that, so I'm going to take some points off in my mental space here. I give her 3 stars. Pretty good. I like it a lot. But also there's some things about it I don't really like as much. Mainly just the booty, like, show off here. Like, was this really necessary? I mean, maybe some people liked it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I mean, I'm a fan of booties, but I did not think it's necessary here.
Dreaming of victory.
All right, Erica. She's with the fairy nation. What's it called? Jotunheimr, I think. And there's something about this I don't like. I think it's the colors or the texture. Something about it just looks off. I think it's her eyes. Her eyes, I don't even know how to explain it, but they just don't look right. I don't even know how you'd fix it necessarily, but her eyes just look kind of off. This special art's pretty cool too. Really colorful, but oh yeah, this one especially is pretty bad. So gotta have to dock some points with that. Compared to her original, I mean, I thought her original was really good. Yeah, by Asatani Tomoyo. I really like that artist, so yeah, this one I think is incredible, especially for like an early game art. yeah, this one, I really like this one a lot. So I think this is a downgrade, honestly. So yeah, not the biggest fan of it. She is with the Also Famer, as we talked about. I guess it's fitting. Is it really fitting? I don't know. She's with fairies and she dreams. I guess she's dreaming for a better tomorrow, or something. I don't know. In her animation, she.
Yes.
Yep, generic sword animation here. This is something else. I like her hand to her left is kind of, oops, it's kind of held like that. I don't, like, kind of out. I think that's pretty cute. Yeah, it's really nice. So I give this one, I'll give it 2 stars. It's got some issues, but it's really colorful, it's really nice, and her sprite looks cool, so yeah. Next.
Close the gate.
It's Alright, here's his art. I think a lot of people have some issues with his art. It's mainly because of his baby face. I mean, look at those cheeks, so pinchable, but that's kind of the reason this is kind of brought down a little bit. The art itself is actually, if you like don't look at his face and look at the rest of his body, yeah, I know I'm a horrible person. It just sounds weird to say that, but it looks really good. Like, I really like the armor he's wearing. His special looks really cool with the fire, although I don't really associate him with fire. Oh, I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I think it has to do with his facial expression. It's okay, I guess. It's okay. But yeah, this one's a lot of people I know are not the biggest fan of. His original one I actually really like a lot. Yeah, I like this attack animation. It looks like he's about to like jump down onto you. Like that one's cool. His hurt art it's okay, I guess. You know, I just thought about it. He looks a lot like Midoriya Izuku from My Hero Academia. I think it has to do with the the green hair and the big eyes. Yeah, just random thought out there.
All right.
So he didn't really need Resplendent art in my opinion. I just think his OG art was good as is. So in terms of the need for new art, it wasn't necessarily necessary. It wasn't necessarily necessary. Good job. The nation he represents is Emblem, which I guess kind of makes sense since he is a Regalian, and it was originally thought of as the more darker, more eviler of the nations. Not as pure, I guess, as the Sophians. So, yeah, that makes sense.
You're certain?
As for his sprite animation, I think this is like one of the few times that this is actually kind of a downgrade. So here's how his sprite looks here, and here's the one from the original. I really like how he's holding his sword out, like he's ready to charge. Like, isn't this kind of similar to like his animation from Shadows of Hollencia? I think so. So really like that a lot. Not the biggest fan of this one. I'm gonna have to give him 2 stars. It's not bad. His art is really good if you just factor out the face, which sounds awful, but yeah, sometimes I still rather have this one.
Are you not cold?
Alright, here is Resplendent Julia. Taking a look at her art, it's really interesting. It almost looks like, I mean, okay, I don't know any of the art terms, so I'm just not even gonna say it, but it does look really cool, like a, I don't know, like a crayon sketch or something, or a paint sketch. Again, I don't know the art words, but it just looks really cool here. Love the purple, and I know her special art is really cool. Like, look at that dragon. Here's her getting hurt a little bit. I do like this a lot. I think her eye, like, especially in her attack and special art, looks a little too big. This one looks a little too big as well. I think it's fine here, I guess.
Where ought I go?
And when compared to her original art, I did not like this original art at all. It just does not look right. This one's kind of okay. Yeah, it just doesn't.
All right.
I don't even know. I just don't really like it that much. She is representing Niffle. I don't know how well that fits necessarily. So honestly, I think it would have been better if she went the fairy route as well, but whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna give this Julia, I'll give it 3 stars. It's definitely an upgrade, but it's like, it's not that hard to be better than this art in my opinion. Again, it's not bad, this art, but this is a lot better. But even this is not like my favorite.
Just say when.
Ooh, it's my boy Takumi. He is in the hell attire. Yeah, I mean, I like this art a lot. Like the blue, black, and white color scheme with a little bit of red. His special art looks really cool. He's using the Fujin Yumi. Yeah, the Fujin Yumi just looks really cool. So I do like this art a lot. I think my only issue with it is that his eyes are too big. But that's like the only issue. I do like this art a lot.
I can handle it.
Compared to his original art by Hino Shinosuke,
Let's go.
I think that's their name. Yeah. I do like this one a lot too. I like his attack animation, his special. I think the only one I don't like is like his neutral art. But the rest of his art is actually really good. So,
Yes.
but I still say it's an upgrade for the most part. He represents hell, which makes sense because in Conquest, he does die, and like his corpse or his body was used by a non-coast for a while towards the end game, so it does make a lot of sense. And it does really
Realm of the dead?
shut up.
Yes,
It does look really
sound
cool. Oh my
intimidating.
god,
But
shut
some
up.
say that death is a peaceful release.
Yeah. Anyways, his outfit looks really cool. Yeah, really nice.
Just say when.
And his animation went from generic bow unit to this one. I don't know if I'm really into this one too much. It's okay, I guess. You probably would think I would give this 5 stars, but I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It's pretty good. It's definitely an upgrade-ish, but I guess I'm just so nostalgic with the old one that sometimes
All right, I'm ready.
I'm a little like feeling nostalgic, you know. So there's that, but it's pretty good.
This way.
All right, next up is Ceda. She is an Niffle character, so here's what she looks like. She's kind of like curtsying you here, which is pretty cute. Wielding some sort of ice sword, I guess. Oh, I've never seen this one because I only had Gale Force on mine. This one's really cool. Got that ice, man. Ooh. I actually really like this injured art, kind of. Yeah, pretty good. And when compared to her original art, she's drawn by Hako. Actually, I really like this OG art a lot too. Okay, well this special art is kind of plain, but even then it looks pretty good. And her injured form looks pretty nice as well.
Certainly.
So I could go either way, honestly. I like both a lot, so I wouldn't call the Resplendent an upgrade. She represents Niffle, and I don't know why exactly, since she comes from an island nation, so I don't know if it fits thematically, but it looks good. She makes it work well. Her blue hair with the turquoise clothing. And her sprite animation went from,
Just say when.
oh my god,
Getting cold.
from generic to something. I mean, it's something else. She's holding it to the side, so that's interesting. I give it 3 stars. It's not an upgrade, in my opinion. It's a side grade, but that doesn't mean it's bad. But yeah, that's my 2 cents in it. Her special is pretty cool though. I like her special art.
I am here for you.
All right, here is Marth. And I gotta say, this one is not good, in my opinion. It has to do with his eyes, man. I think a lot of art is ruined by the eyes. Yeah, his eyes just look too big. I know he's got big eyes, but they look off, and they look a little too far apart too. I mean, the special art's pretty cool with the feathers. This injured art's pretty alright too, but
Is that your counsel?
it's the eyes, man.
Together.
And then when you look at his OG art, I mean, this is almost like perfect to me. I mean, again, he's drawn by Wada. I'm a big Wada fan, so yeah, this one's yeah, for day 1 art, this was really good, in my opinion.
Understood.
So, I think it's a big downgrade. I do like Toby a lot, but I mean, I gotta admit it, this is not as good. And he represents Asker, which is fitting, of course, and I like the feathers that he has in his special art,
I am here for you.
so it's really nice. And his sprite animation went from
As you say.
from generic to this, I guess. I guess it's nice. So yeah, I give Marth. I'm gonna have to give him 1 star. This is not one of my favorites. I know it's that kind of bad for me. Do not like it a lot. Much prefer to use the original.
Let's take wing.
Oh boy. Well, here is Lucina. Resplendent Lucina. She looks, I mean, her color scheme is really cool, and everything, but I think the biggest issue we have here is that she looks pretty young. If we wanted to get a young Azura, like in a child banner, this would be great, but this is supposed to be Resplendent, like OG Lucina, who is supposed to be an adult. So this is just off looking. I do like the special art a lot. Like, look at the colors, man. Look at her sword, and look at her eye. Really, really like this a lot. But man, she looks like she's the same age as like Ray and Lou, and Shad. Probably because they're all drawn by the same person.
Right here.
So it's off a bit compared to her original art. I think this one, again, is one of the better ones for OG day 1 art as well. Like, yeah, that looks really good. Her eye, you could definitely tell she had the mark of Naga in her eye. This one's a little plain, but still pretty good. Ooh, this one is pretty kinky. So yeah, I really like the OG art. She's representing the Also Famer again. I guess that makes sense. She does have a butterfly motif, so it is fitting in that regard. Her sprite animation, again, from generic to something else, and this is actually pretty different from a lot of other animations, so really like this one. I know there's a lot going for her. She is pretty good, the art, but I gotta give it 1. I feel like most people just use OG Lucina's art. Oops. So yeah, I can't say I'm the biggest fan of this at all. So, I mean, if they just made her look older, this would actually look really good.
Not bad, huh?
Alright, here is Niles. OG Niles. Yeah, looks pretty cool in the Muspel clothes. Oh wow, yeah, this special art is pretty sick. This injured art's kind of cool. It would make sense for him to be crouching when he's injured, since he crouches a lot. And I feel like he's crouching a lot in Fates, as because he's like a spy kind of almost. So yeah, I really like that.
Yes.
Here is OG Niles, and this art just looks weird. It looks like they didn't put enough warm colors to it. So not the biggest fan of it. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of this one.
I'll treat you right.
So this is definitely an upgrade. He's with Muspel. I don't know if that really makes any sense. I think I probably would have paired him with Emblem, but it still looks really cool on him. But it just doesn't. I don't know about that. His sprite looks pretty cool. He's actually holding his arrow similarly to Claude, so that's pretty cool.
Let's go.
This one is generic, so yeah. I give him... Ooh, I'll give him 4 stars. Definitely an upgrade for sure. I like using this one.
Here I go.
Alright, Delphia. Wow, I kind of forgot this one existed. Here's Delphia here. Yeah, I do like this art. I think the artist might have been like a cipher card artist. Yeah, I really like that one. Look at that purple. Okay, yeah, please don't reveal anything more from that.
That's your plan?
Oh, wow, I like her sprite a lot. Here's her OG art. And this was okay too at the time, but now I think it's kind of plain. Her eyes are way too big, so not the biggest fan of it now. So much rather use this one. She is part of the Dolkelheimer. The Dark Fairies, Dolkelheimer I think it's called. And it's pretty fitting. It looks really good. Love the purple and blue with her yellow. So really like that a lot. I guess it makes kind of sense since she knows like a lot of dark magic. So yeah, makes sense. And her sprite animation, I mean, just look at that. Like her sprite here is like, look at that pose. It's so sassy and cute. Like that is adorable. Yeah, I really like that a lot. I'm gonna have to give her 4 stars. Pretty good. Really like it a lot. Definitely an upgrade in my opinion.
Understood.
Oh ho ho ho! Oh man, here is Eldigan. I mean, just look at that. Looks so Castlevania-esque, man. So gothic, so cool, man. Oh man. Oh god, I wish he was a better unit so I could use this unit more because this art is just phenomenal.
Let them meet their end.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Shall we?
Here is original Eldigan, and I mean, you could tell it's Eldigan, but it just looks off. And also, I do not like this attack art. Like, what kind of pose is this? You know, I don't know about that one. His injured art is also just kind of weird. It almost looks kind of savage, and he's supposed to be like a noble. So I don't know if this really fits, in my opinion. So yeah, this one is just great, man. He'd represent Hell, which makes sense a little bit because he does wield the Dark Blade Mistletoe, and he also does die in Genealogy Holy War, so it makes a lot of sense. And his sprite,
Let's go.
yeah, it went from generic to something. It's basically like the Elliewood one, but he's got like that cape. Points for the capes, man. Really like that a lot. And his chest is like glowing. Really, really awesome. This one is an easy 5 stars for sure. Love this one a lot.
This way.
Okay, here is Tiki. So, yeah, her eyes here they look too far apart. What is up with the far apart eyes, guys? Yeah, this one's just very okay. Compared to her original art, I mean, I don't like this one either. This attack art is okay. Wow, this one's really plain. I really don't like that one. She just looks, her ears are drooping. It's like freaking Dobby, man. So I don't think any of these arts are that good, but I do say that this one is a little bit better. So there's points for that. She is with Emblem, which I don't know if that makes any sense. I guess she has been possessed before, so I guess that kind of works, but I think it would make more sense with Asker, I guess, or yeah, maybe even the Also Famer, but it's not the worst they could have picked. And her sprite, it went from, oh my god, it went from generic to really detailed, and just I like how she holds her stone. So for this, I'm gonna have to give 2 stars. I don't love it, but I didn't like the OG art either, so I guess it's fine.
Leave it to me.
Alright, here is Brave Ike. Yeah, freaking Brave Ike, at the time, one of the best units in the game, because he totally needed the extra stats, right guys? Here's his art. Looks pretty good. Looks a lot more serious. I mean, I guess it's not a very jokey kind of character. This special is a little bit plain for modern age, but it's still pretty good. I like how you can see the outline of his abs in his art through his clothes, so that's pretty cool. And when comparing it to his original, this was drawn by Senri Kita, and I think this one was good already. Yeah, I like this one a lot, so okay, maybe not this one, it's a little off, but yeah, I wouldn't call this an upgrade. I'd say it's a side grade. Again, both are pretty good, but none is better than the other in my opinion. He's he's representing Nithvalir. I don't know how that makes sense, really, because they're a technology kind of nation, and I don't know if he really represents that. So I don't know about that. So I'm gonna give him... I'll give him 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars seems right. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'll do my very best.
Oh wait, I forgot to talk about his sprite animation. It is very different. He's holding it on his shoulder now. I think I like that more. This one it just doesn't look right. Like, who holds an axe like that? I mean, I don't know anything about axe fighting, but that just seems a little weird. But do correct me if I'm wrong or something. But yeah, 4 stars. I said 4 stars, right? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Say goodnight.
Alright, here is Tana, the Princess of Frelia. It's drawn by Yamada Kotaro. I'm a big fan of Yamada Kotaro. And I think that they might have screwed up a little bit, because I think her eyes are too big and too far apart again. So that really kind of destroys art a little bit. But apart from the eyes, her hair, I like her hair a lot. I like the color here a lot as well. And that one is okay. Compared to her original art, though, this one's by Kaboon, and I do think this one's a lot better. Although sometimes I don't think this looks like Tana too much. Maybe it has to do with the slightly tan skin. But yeah, I would not call this an upgrade. It's a side grade. I think they're on equal footing. They're both pretty good.
Do my very best.
And she represents Leosafamer, which I guess, I don't know, she's daydreaming about Ephraim or something. I don't know. So yeah, and her sprite went from generic to holding it on her side, so that's nice, I guess. So yeah, I give this one 3 stars. It's very okay, but not fantastic. Ooh, Hollencia. I like this one a lot. Man, look at that hair. I like that a lot. I like the vines wrapped around her outfit, something like that. Yeah, this Takumi art's good. This special art is cool. Oh, and this one is a little kinky.
Which way?
And when compared to her original art, again drawn by Kipu, and I'm sure you guys know my
As you say.
opinion on Kipu, but this is not good in my opinion. It doesn't really look like Hollencia. Holencia's hair is a lot darker than this, and I'm not the biggest fan of the way Kipu draws eyes, and I don't like this art that much. Her face is a little chubby looking there. She's got those baby cheeks. So yeah, this one's a definite upgrade. She represents Dolkelheimer. I don't know why she would represent like the bad nation. If anything, I would have expected she would be with Leosafamer, but sure, whatever. I guess it's fine. It does look cool, so there's that. And her sprite went from slightly generic to holding it by her side. We've seen a lot of that lately. So she's got her hand on her chest, so that's something kind of cute. I'll give it 5 stars. I do like it a lot. I like it so much more than the original art. I will give it 5 stars. I think it is 5-star worthy.
This way?
Alright, Reinhardt. The Reinhardt. So here he is in Asker attire. Yeah, it's pretty good. But not my favorite.
I shall do it.
Here's his original art by Kaboon. I really like this one. It is the original art, and pretty nostalgic with this one. Yeah, so I wouldn't call it an upgrade. His Resplendent art, I'd say it is a side grade. He represents Asker. I think it would have made more sense if he represented Emblem, since he was an enemy in Thracia 776. But he looks good in Asker, although I still prefer his original one.
I shall do it.
I think he looks kind of weird in all white, so yeah. And his sprite
Understood.
went from generic to something different, so that's nice. I give him 3 stars. I still really like the original Reinhardt a lot more, though. Maybe not a lot more, but a little bit more. Alright, next is Makaya. And I gotta say, I really like this one a lot. Love the purple and pink look she got there. Special is really good, too. Oh, wow, there goes everything being torn up again. But I really like how she's petting Yune here. It's really cute. And then compared to original art, I think original art is pretty alright too, but wow, people really are into that, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I'll draw them.
it is a slight upgrade, not a big upgrade, but a very slight one.
What should
She represents hell. I don't really know how I feel about that exactly. I don't think she's that dark of a unit, of a character, but it definitely does look cool. Yeah, it really looks cool.
Understood.
Sort of really mysterious, makes her kind of depressing. Yeah, I give this one 4 stars. Really good. I really like it a lot. And I like how she's holding Yune, her sprite. Really cute.
It's as you say.
Here is Elena, drawn by Yamada Kotaro. Yeah, the eyes are a little far apart again. Yeah, it does look a little off. Wow, that fire does look really cool though. Really like that a lot. Alright, yeah, I do like this one a lot. The one by Bun Bun is, I don't know. It's alright, but not my favorite. And I really don't like this injured art. It just looks kind of weird. Her being with Muspel makes a lot of sense. She's using 4 Blaze here, so it makes a lot of sense. And she has she's got a different sprite animation, so that's cool. I give her 3 stars. It's pretty good, but nothing fantastic in my opinion.
Let's go.
Alright, here is Leaf. Oh, oops. Didn't mean to do that. Here's his art. He's with Niffle here. Yeah, it looks really good. I like the special one a lot. Yeah, it's for the most part pretty good. I like this one. The other one was drawn by AOG. I think I like this one a little bit more still.
Come on.
Yeah, so I think
It's cold.
I think it's a slight downgrade, but I still like it a lot. He's with Niffle, which I don't know if it makes sense as
This clothing is from
oops.
Niffle.
I don't
I like the look
Oh,
of
yep.
it.
Yep, I didn't know that. I guess it's white, and his original clothes was like white, so I guess that's the reason. But I don't really know about that. So, yep. And his sprite, I do like the way he's holding his sword.
Yeah.
I like this one a little bit more. So, a slight downgrade, definitely for sure. I give him. Hurts me to say this, but I'm gonna give him 2 stars. Not great, but pretty cool still.
I can probably do it.
Here is Nino. She's doing her best. Here, she looks like the summoner. She looks like she could be a summoner. Like, look at her cloak, man. Special's pretty cool. I don't really associate her with like dark magic as much, but sure, whatever. Wow, she also looks really young here. I know she's not old, but she looks really young here.
Maybe.
And then compared to her original art, yeah, I'd say it's better. But this is day 1 art, so it's pretty good. Yep, doing her best.
Gotta help out.
So yeah, it's pretty alright. She's with Emblem, which I guess makes sense since she was with the Black Fang, who were it got kind of evil towards the end, so that makes sense. And her sprite went from generic to something. She's holding her book, so that's cute. I give it 3 stars. Pretty good. Definite upgrade. But just slightly.
Understood.
Alright, here is Karam. I've got mixed-ish feelings about this one. So he's drawn by
Best option.
Penacor. And it does look cool. I like how his cape looks like wings here. His special looks really cool. I like how his falchion has the symbol there. Oh, this one looks like his arm is exploding with volcanoes, which is really cool. Yeah, it is cool. He doesn't really have a nose. He's got that line nose situation here. It looks fine in the side profile, but just like this, it just looks off. But compared to his like OG art, yeah, not a big fan of this one. So yeah, definitely prefer this one, but there are some issues with this one. He's with Muspel. Again, I don't know if that makes sense. I guess he does get awakened. He does an awakening ritual where he's submerged in like fire and he has to survive that. That makes sense, I guess, but it's not the first nation I would associate it with. But it's pretty cool. And his sprite, I do like his sprite a lot. I like how his hand is holding out like that, so that is really cool. I give him 3 stars. Pretty good, but not my favorite Karam of the game.
Off to dreamland.
Ooh, here is Celica. She is with also Famer, it looks like. I like this Celica a lot. I can't really explain it. I think it has to do with how her outfit like kind of matches her hair color. And it's got like highlights of green. Really like that a lot. Compared to her original art, something about it just looks off to me. She looks like a doll here. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of any of this art really. So
Let's go.
prefer this one a lot. Yeah, she's with Real Famer. I guess that makes sense. I guess it's fitting. She dreams, right? Probably. And has good dreams. And her sprite animation went from slightly generic to this, where she's crossing her legs and holding her book. So, yeah, pretty nice. I give her 4 stars. I think it's pretty good. Big-ish upgrade over her original.
This way.
Ooh, here's Merrick. Yeah, here he is sporting the traditional hat thing. Really like that a lot. Here's his special. Love the wind effect, man. Oh, and this one his hat falls off a little bit. So yeah, really like this Resplendent. Compared to his original, I really do not like this one as much. And this one is this special is kind of plain. But again, he's a day 1 unit, so it's fine, I guess. I don't know, it just doesn't really look like Merrick to me.
Indeed.
Here, this one looks a lot more Merrick-y, so I like that a lot. He's with Nithophilia, which I guess they did say they have a fusion of technology and magic, but I don't know if I would have gone with Nithophilia myself with him. And his sprite, yeah, his sprite's pretty awesome. He's got the hat there too, so I really like that. I'm gonna give Merrick 4 stars. It's a big upgrade from the OG Merrick, so really like it a lot.
I'll do my best.
Here is Amelia. I believe she's the first Jotunheimer Resplendent. Oh yeah, so this art is kind of weird. I don't know if I like her showing her midriff, especially since she's not super buff looking. But I do like this a lot. Almost like she's hitting with a hammer. I know it's not a hammer, but it looks really cool there. She's got that chain similar to Generals in Sacred Stones and all those GBA games, so that one's really cool. And then this one's okay, I guess. Compared to her original art, I've never been a fan of this original art. It's okay, I guess. I don't like that pose. It just looks kind of awkward.
I'm ready.
Yeah, so yeah, I think Resplendent one is a lot better. She's with Jotunheimer, which I guess that's a fitting fit since she could be a general, and Jotunheimer's all about big buff people, so I guess that's fitting. And her sprite is holding the axe, while this one is, I don't really like this one. It looks like she's dragging her axe, while this one, she looks like she's holding it. Looks like she's been hitting the gym, clearly. So I give this Amelia 4 stars. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Got it.
Okay, here's Raven. I think this one looks really good. He looks more like Raven. maybe his hair should be a little more red, I think. I don't really use Raven too much when I play Blazing Blade. But yeah, this one looks really cool. I love the special art a lot.
Orders. Let's go.
Here's OG. It's the same artist as Hector. Yeah, parts of it just looks really off. It looks good, but at the same time, not a big fan of this. This special art's really plain.
Ready.
So I definitely prefer this one. He's with Hell, and I guess that makes sense because he's a mercenary, and mercenaries always say like, oh, you gotta be, you know, okay with dying and stuff, and he's with Hell, so that makes sense. His sprite looks really cool. I like how he's holding his axe, and he's got his hand on a sword too, so that's really cool. And this one's a generic one, so yeah. This one is getting 5 stars from me, man. This one is just so good. Alright, next up is Sonia. Sonia the Vengeful Mage. Oops.
What do you think? Ravishing, no?
Yeah, it is. It does look really good. Okay, that's a weird pose, but it does look like something that Sonia would do. Oh, I love that wind and fire mixture there. That looks really cool. This injured art's pretty interesting. And yeah, I am not a big fan of the original one, so definite upgrade for me. She represents Muspel, which I don't know if that really makes sense in my opinion. Because I don't really know if she has anything to do with fire or fire-based things. So I don't know about that one. But the art is really good, and her sprite went from generic to something. She's just holding it by her side and crossing her arm, or crossing her leg. So it's okay. I give her 4 stars. 4 stars. I think it's an upgrade. I think it's really good.
Really?
Ooh, Tail 2. I like this one a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I think it has something to do with her hair. It just looks really good here. And her face looks better. This attack art is really cool too. Yeah, look at that lightning. Ooh, looks like you sprayed her here. I'm not the biggest fan of this original art. Her eyes look too big. The color of her hair is too light. Doesn't really look like Tail 2 in my opinion. Wow. Okay. So yeah, definitely like the Resplendent a lot more. She's with Emblem, which I guess makes sense. I think it would have made more sense with Muspel because of the thunder and fire thing going on, but it's alright. It also works with Emblem. Her sprite, I like how her sprite matches her neutral art, so I really like that a lot. I'll give Tail 2 5 stars. I like it that much. Like I'm really happy every time I summon a Tail 2. Like I probably don't say it enough, but I secretly do. I like this one a lot.
Point the way.
Alright, here is Soth. Yeah, drawn by Daisuke Iizuka, so, and yeah, it's pretty good. One of his better ones, in my opinion. Really like that one. Special art's really good. Yeah, I think this Soth is better than the OG Soth. This art just looks kind of off to me. I think it has to do with his hair or something.
Gotta stay with me.
Actually, I don't even know, but it's just, this one just looks off. Don't like it that much. He's representing Nithvalier. I really don't know. It is Nithvalier, right? I think so. Yeah, he's got gears on his dagger thing. I forgot what it's called. So I think I will give. Oh yeah, also his sprite looks cool. It matches his neutral art, and I really like that. I will give him 4 stars. Definite upgrade. Definitely cool. Here is Shauna. So here's how she looks. Those eyes are a little too far apart, but I definitely do love the black and blue color scheme. Like that a lot.
Ready? Let's go.
Here's original Shauna. I actually think original Shauna is really good too, especially for day 1 art. This is another situation where it's a side gray situation. So I can't say one's better than the other. She represents Emblem, which it really doesn't make any sense to me. She should be with Niffle because she's from like an ice nation in Binding Blade. So I don't know how fitting that is. And her pose, her sprite is pretty nice. So I'll give her 3 stars. 3 stars. She's solid. She's solid.
Understood.
Here is Kagero. And I know a lot of people said that her breasts kind of look like watermelons. And once they said that, I can never unsee it. So I hope I haven't ruined some of you either. This art is pretty good. I'm not sure what she's holding in her right hand. I guess like smoke bombs. Actually, that's pretty cool. Yeah, this special art's really good. Yeah. Well, yeah, this one's really nice compared to her original art, which is a little bit plain. Especially this special art is kind of bad. This one's a lot more colorful, so I like this one a lot. Her being with Dolkelheimer, I don't really know if that makes any sense, really. She's a pretty honorable ninja, so I don't know why she'd be with the bad fairies. But I don't really see her being with the good fairies either. I just don't see her as a fairy. I think I would have given her Asker or Emblem before one of the fairy nations. I like her pose. It matches the neutral art. Yeah, it does. So yeah, I give Kagero. I give her 4 stars. Yeah, I'll give her 4 stars. It's a definite upgrade compared to the original, which I'm not a big fan of.
Sounds good.
Here is Sarah. She looks alright. I don't really have much of an opinion on this one. It's alright. I think a lot of people like it a lot more though, than the original. I think I agree on that one. Her original one, it looks a little cheaply drawn. Just looks like it was kind of rushed. Not the biggest fan of it. So much prefer this Resplendent one. She's with Niffle, which I don't know too much about Sarah's like backstory or whatever. But I don't know if she has anything to do with like ice or whatever. So seems like a weird pair up there. Maybe it has to do with the color scheme. She's wearing white clothes, so sure, why not? And yeah, I like her sprite. She looks just like her neutral art. Really like that a lot. So I'll give her 3 stars. It's solid, a definite upgrade. Yeah, pretty good. Alright, Ryoma, the Peerless Samurai. I think I've voiced my opinion on him a little bit once, but I think it looks weird. He went from mostly red in his original art to this awkward white red, and it does not look like a samurai anymore. So not a big fan of this one. He just looks kind of weird. It's mainly his clothes. His hair and face is actually okay for the most part. Yeah, not a big fan of this one. Here's OG one, drawn by Kita Senri. I've got strong feelings of love for Kita Senri, so this one is pretty good. Not their best work, but it's still pretty good. So a slight downgrade. They are with Asker. I think it would have been better if he was with Nithafalier, but sure, or maybe even Jotunheimer. But it's fine, I guess. He is part of Hoshido, who is quote-unquote the good nation, so fine. And I do like his sprite. I like how he's holding his Raijinto, so like that a lot. I'll give him 2 stars. Really not a big fan. Alright, here is Noe. Holy shit. Okay, well, I didn't have too much of an opinion on this, but I actually like both attack and special arts. Like her, I like how there's like a spiral kind of thing around her Dragonstone, and this one, she's got like this fire dragon. That is really awesome. This Interdark is actually not too bad. Yeah, I actually really like her art. I didn't think I would. I kind of forgot what it looked like. Here is her original art. It's actually okay for day 1 art, but I really don't like it nowadays. No, not really. So definitely an upgrade here. She's with Muspel, which I guess since she's a dragon and can blow fire, it makes sense, I guess. Sure, why not? And I do like her sprite here. Oops, why just transformed her. But I like how she's holding her dragon stone. Really cute. So I'm gonna give her 4 stars. Pretty good. Really like it a lot. Definitely an upgrade.
I understand.
Ooh, here's another Suzuki Rika one. Here is Ishtar, and my god, she... Goddess of Thunder? Like, yes please. Oh man, this special art is something else. Yeah, none of them are weak. Every one of them are good. Original one, I actually kind of do like original Ishtar's art. Okay, but wait, except for attack and special, her eyes look a little off. Actually, I take it back. Her eyes are kind of too big on all her art, so that's the big issue. So, an upgrade for sure. And she is with Jotunheimer. That makes a lot of sense. She's like a really strong woman, and I guess strong women are associated with Jotunheimer, so definitely agree on that end. And her sprite looks, I like how her sprite looks like that.
Your orders?
Oh wait, never mind. This one's the sprite's a lot better. I like how the book is floating.
I understand.
But this one's not too bad. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give her 5 stars. This is one of the better Resplendent arts too. It's really good. Another great one from Suzuki Rika.
On the move!
Alright, here is Est. I actually thought this was drawn by Hidari at first, but it isn't. I actually do like this a lot. It looks a little overly cartoony maybe, but I think it's pretty good.
Oh, rest
It looks more Est-like than the OG art in my opinion. This one just, I mean, I could tell it's Est, but it's the eyes. It's always the eyes, man. But they're too big.
Stay strong.
So yeah, not a big fan. She represents, I believe, Nithavalir. So good dreams. I guess because she's so positive all the time, that it makes sense. And oh yeah, I like how she's waving in her sprite. So I really like that. I give her 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars, pretty good. Here is Florina. You know, it's pretty okay art. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. It's just very okay to me.
It's just
Although I will admit it is definitely an upgrade from her original art. This one is another one of those like awkward looking ones. So definitely an upgrade, but I can't say I like either of them. She represents hell for some reason. Can anyone tell me why she is? Like, did one of her supports talk about death or anything? It does look cool, but it doesn't really fit her in my opinion, so it feels like a miscast. And her sprite looks okay enough, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give Florina 2 stars, unfortunately. So yeah, moving on.
Be my guide.
Oh man, I forgot about this Deirdre one. But now that I'm remembering it, I gotta say, this one is really good. Like, it looks so Deirdre. Look at that hair. And the purple color scheme with the hair looks really good. Special's really good. Yeah, I have nothing but positives for this one. Looks great compared to her original, which I can't say I was a big fan of. I mean, you could barely see the purple in her hair. And I really don't like this one too much. She looks really sleepy here.
I understand.
This one looks less sleepy and just looks normal. Oh, oops.
Be my guide.
So I like this one. Oh, oops. I like this one a lot. Dolkelhammer makes a lot of sense with her, just because she does have some darkness in her blood or whatever, so it makes a lot of sense. She have any butterflies here? Yeah, she got that butterfly motif, so really like that a lot.
Nightmare.
I give her 5 stars. She is that good, in my opinion. Here is Lucas. So really like that black and gold color scheme with the red. Okay, well his face here looks a little off, but almost everything else looks really good. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the face. His OG was drawn by Kaboon. I think this one was great, so it's more of a side grade in my opinion. I'm okay with either of them. He represents Emblem. I don't know how I feel about that. It does look good on him, so yeah, pretty good. And his sprite went from that, yeah, went from generic to, it still looks generic, but I know it's not generic. It is a little plain though, so I'm gonna give Lucas 3 stars. It hurts me to say that because I love Lucas, but 3 stars seems fitting to me.
Be cautious.
Here is Seliph. This is the reason why I plus 10 to Seliph. Because his art is really good, man. His special is a little plain looking, but it still looks really good. Yeah, all of the art looks good. Compared to his OG one, it's just, I don't even know. There's just something off with it. His eyes look too big, in my opinion. This attack animation, or this tech art looks off. Yeah, everything about this just looks off to me. This Resplendent was very much appreciated. He's with Asker, which makes sense because he's like the sign of light or whatever. So, really like this, and his sprite looks, yeah, went from generic to, not generic, and he's holding it similar to, like, Alm, I think. So, I really like this one. I give it, I'll give it 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. Really solid Resplendent. Here's Ophelia. Yeah, you can see she's got that Dulkelheimer clothes. I guess it makes sense because she's Ophelia Dusk. I really like this butterflies and lightning stuff. And her injured art's pretty okay.
Ophelia Dusk.
Actually, her OG art's actually not bad either. It's another side grade because just because like her OG art's even not that bad. So yeah, pretty good. She represents Dulkelheimer, which makes a lot of sense because she's Ophelia Dusk. So she's got like this darkness, like this edginess around her, which makes sense. And her sprite just looks amazing. Like, oh man, both of them are good. But this one is pretty good too. Yeah, I like that winking and like such confidence. I really like that one a lot. I gotta give it 5 stars. This one, it's that good in my opinion. So yeah, moving on.
Indeed.
Oh, here's one I got some issues with. So here's Lachesis. She's got a red black motif. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's not bad. And when compared to her original art, where she looks like too lolly-ish, her eyes are too big. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the original art. Definitely like this one a lot more. She has the hell attire. I guess it kind of makes sense because she always wants to follow in her brother's footsteps, and he was hell. But I don't really know if she herself has anything to do with death as much. I know she's probably dead in genealogies, like post time skip. But I don't know if I really associate her with death. It's more, I think, just to be like Eldigan, I think. And her sprite it's very just okay. Compared to the generic one, this one's pretty okay. So I give this one, I give it 3 stars. It's an upgrade, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I still think the dancer Lachesis is the best Lachesis alt in the game.
Done thinking.
Here's Saber. This one is great. Like, look at that. Yeah, Saber looks really good here. Oh, that special looks really good. It's like charging at you. It's just like something that Saber would do, man. Yeah, this one is fantastic. Compared to his OG art, it's kind of cool. Oh, I do not like his injured art, so yeah, definitely would rather have this one. He represents Jotunheimer, I believe, and it just makes sense. Like, he's a tough dude, possibly like the ruler or whatever. He's like a founding member of some mercenary nation, probably. So that's really cool. So yeah, I really like that a lot. His sprite animation kind of, yeah. Oh, this one's actually not too bad for like year 1. But this one's just a lot better. Although it looks weird when he holds the golden like dagger or whatever. It just looks too short. But apart from that, he is a definitely cool unit. I give him 4 stars. A solid upgrade from the original.
Wish me luck.
Here is Faye. So, actually, I kind of like this one a lot. Now that I'm looking at it more closely, it's pretty good. Yeah, I really like the bowstring she has there. It looks really cool.
You got it.
I really do not like her original art as much. Okay, well, this special is pretty cool. Especially this one. She looks like a doll, so I don't like that as much. She represents Emblem, which I don't know how I feel about that. I guess she's got a darker side of her, which is kind of funny. And her sprite animation, I like how she's holding her bow and her arrow. It's pretty cute. Compared to the generic one. So, yeah, this one's definitely better. I give this one a solid 4. I give it a 4. It's definitely really cool looking. And definitely an upgrade from the OG, which I do not like at all, honestly.
Where to next?
Okay, here is Gaius. So, yeah, this one is a big win for Gaius fans. Yeah, this one looks really good. I really like that special. Oh, this injured art looks sick, man. His clothes is like on fire too. It would have been cool if they showed his candy melting or something. That would be kind of cool. I mean, it would be kind of sad for him, but that would make more sense. His OG art is kind of not great in my opinion, so it's definitely an upgrade.
Yeah, I gotcha.
He's with Muspel, which I really have no idea why, but it does look good on him, so maybe it has to do with his like orange hair. I mean, that's a pretty lame reason for him to be Muspel, but that might be it actually. And his sprite is honestly one of the better sprites in the game now. Like, here, watch this. Yeah, see, he tosses his candy out. He's holding them almost like needles or whatever, with his lollipop on the other hand. It just looks really, really good. So this one's got to get a 5-star, man. It's really awesome. He almost makes me want to build Gaius, but very almost, because I don't think Gaius is a very good unit in this game.
You ready?
Oh, Effie, man, we are going through a lot of good ones. So here's Effie. She's got that red and pink color to it with white. Looks really good. Oh, I really like that damaged art. Yeah, although you'd think she'd be more toned, considering she can she does some crazy strength training and whatnot. But she's still really cool. I really like her. I actually think her OG art is really good already. It's by Hakan. I mean, there are some issues with it. I don't like how her legs look here in her attack art. It just looks a little awkward. Oh, this one's pretty good. But yeah, for the most part, for a day 1 art, Effie looks great. But this one is definitely a lot better. She's with Jotunheimer, which makes sense. Strong woman with a strong nation. Nothing fits more than that, honestly. And her sprite is a little bit generic. But I think that's in a good way. I like it a lot. So this has got to be another 5-star, man. I really, really like this one a lot. So yeah, another 5-star for me, man. Anyways,
Let's keep our cool.
here's Matthew. So yeah, this one's pretty good. It looks a little more cartoony looking than I kind of like it to be, I think. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I do have some issues with it. Not my favorite. Although I'm not the biggest fan of the OG Matthew's art. This one is super plain. So it's definitely an upgrade. He's with Niffle, which I don't know. I really don't know if that makes any sense. If anyone knows more about Matthew or read his before commentations, please let me know. And the sprite is...
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like how he twirls and throws his knife, so that's really cool. I give Matthew 3 stars. Pretty solid.
Understood.
Alright, we're nearing the end. Here is Carla. So she is another Hell Resplendent. I think a lot of people had an issue with her face here. It just looks really off. Kind of hard to explain, but it just looks off, similar to Azura. Even here, it still looks kind of off. This one looks okay. This one looks okay too, in my opinion. So, compared to her original, I believe this is by Senri Kita, right? Yeah, so this one I think is better. Yeah, so a slight downgrade. And she's representing Hell, which is a little sad and macabre because we know she does pass away by the events of Binding Blade, so it's a little dark, IS. Yeah, and I actually do like her sprite here. I like how she's holding her sword. While this one is, actually this one's kind of cool too. But I still think this one's a lot cooler. I'm gonna have to give Carla 2 stars, unfortunately. I think she could have been at least a 3 or 4 star, but her face really does bother me enough. Alright, I think we're nearing the end of it. Here is Corrin. Yeah, this one is really good. He is drawn by the same artist that drew him in a cipher card, so I definitely recognize this look to him. I think it looks really good. Really like how that cape is so big. Yeah, that cape is really cool. Really like him a lot. Actually think OG Corrin actually isn't that bad. So it is a slight upgrade. But only very slightly, because I do think this one looks really good. He represents Asker, which does make sense, I guess. Maybe this is the Corrin that picked Hoshido, so he could join his older bro. So yeah, it does seem fitting, and his sprite looks pretty cool. Again, going from generic to this, slightly matching his neutral art. I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. Pretty solid. I like it a lot. And yeah, I think that covers it. So those are my rankings. I'm gonna make a like tier list kind of looking picture for a summary of like where all my rankings are. I don't know how lopsided they would look. I'm gonna guess most of them are in the 3-star area, but I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, those are my opinions. I know most of my opinions are bad, so I would really love to hear from you guys. Like how would you rank them? Do you agree with? Do you disagree with some of my rankings? I bet you guys do, because I guess I do have some hot takes about some of them. So yeah, yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me, talking about some Resplendent arts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.